Another week, boys! And another 12. Fellas, we're in the new place today, and the echo is terrible. I'm so sorry. This room is empty. I've got nothing in it but my computer. So if you're hearing some mad echo, please forgive me. It'll be fixed soon. With that being said, let's talk about today's 12. First up, this week at Bungie, the path was found. The corridors of time have been charted. Guardians from around the world took on the monumental challenge of navigating time itself, some losing their minds in the progress. We've never shipped a puzzle of this size before, and watching the community engagement was a thrill in itself. We've seen a few requests for commentary on the creation and development of this puzzle. As always, we're happy to invite you behind the scenes and share some of the thinking that goes into the experiences you play. Destiny dev team here. Over the past week, we've watched in awe as the community came together to solve one of Destiny's most complex puzzles to date. Everyone who took time to participate in the solution will be remembered for years to come. Whether you submitted a screenshot, transcribed a puzzle piece, generated maps, wrote code, worked the data, or cat wrangled this monumental team effort, please take a moment to congratulate yourselves. Your efforts and accomplishments are truly inspiring. Watching the first players solve the puzzle in the early hours of Monday morning was a career highlight for many of us on the development team. With the puzzle solved and the corridors of time closing next week, we want to take a moment to talk about our goals and early designs for this puzzle. When we started planning the puzzle, we created a few goals to guide our development. First, we created a time maze through which any player can dive to discover secrets and lore. Secondly, we wanted this to serve as a community puzzle that also rewarded an exotic fusion rifle. And third, we wanted to celebrate community achievement and invite all players to partake in the reward. With these goals in mind, we took inspiration from multiple sources in creating the early designs for this puzzle. The bones originated several years ago with the discovery of the sleeper simulant and the ensuing quest to unlock it. At the time, we recognized that the moment of discovery was reserved for the few people that happened to be online at the time when the hidden content unlocked. Similarly, the secret missions for the Whisper and 0 Hour were also moments of discovery reserved for the few people online within a limited time window to experience first. By contrast, this puzzle was meant to be experienced by everybody who wanted to be included. As is tradition at Bungie, during our annual studio pentathlon, which was held last Friday, many of us spend the entire day solving puzzles crafted by some of our brightest minds. This always culminates in a meta puzzle that cannot be solved without the contribution of all the smaller solutions. Similarly, the Corridors of Time puzzle was designed from the start to be very simple in nature, but also require that all of the little bits come together in harmony before revealing its solution. The delivery of this puzzle came together as the team began exploring the concept and narrative for Season of Dawn. The puzzle seemed to fit well within the idea of Corridors of Time, with players meandering and weaving through time to find a very specific reality. The early ideas for this space were roughly based on the idea of the cult classic movie Q, where you would leave one door and end up in another identical room with a new death trap waiting for you. As always, our artists delivered a mind-bending and stunning visual language that simply brought the whole experience together into something that inspires the imagination. Much like other classic movies such as Alice in Wonderland or The Matrix, this space and the way it was connected together was done so to invoke questions like, just how deep does this rabbit hole go? Can you just keep going on forever? And is there even an end to this? Again, we wanted to thank everyone who participated in this puzzle or cheered from the sidelines. We're actively monitoring and collecting your feedback from the puzzle itself to the rewards contained to inform how we build experiences like this again in the future. Alright, that is the rundown there from the ladies and gents responsible for the most recent puzzle. Now I know not everybody was involved with this puzzle. I really wasn't that involved, outside of just constantly watching streams over and over again. I would wake up in the middle of the night 3-4 times in the night to see how far Glad and them had gotten. I was hyped. I wanted to know what was behind the Corridors of Time. It brought about a lot of memes and it made things pretty fun. I know many of us expected a new and different exotic that wasn't present on the roadmap. I just want to point out that the execution overall for this puzzle was fantastic. I think it would be even better had we never known that Bastion even existed. And if that would have just sprung up on us after doing all of this work, yeah, it would have been great. Now moving on, we've got some performance issues happening. Oh yes. Next week, we'll have a few performance issues addressed in the Destiny 2 update 2.7.1. So it's launching next week. So the things like Hardlight, Breakneck, that'll be included probably in next Tuesday's reset. So first up, they're improving some performance issues in the Chamber of Suffering encounter. Fix an issue where players could die when transitioning from Necropolis encounter to the Tunnels of Despair. Improve the performance issue that could occur when chunks of the land return or are removed during the Sanctified Mind encounter. Improve performance when receiving certain investment-related messages. This could be a reward acquisition, placing tributes, or interacting with obelisks. The largest impact will be in the tower, but should help everywhere. Also, players who load into Crucible matches faster than their peers will no longer be put into a blank screen. Rather, they will remain in spaceflight until all players have loaded into the match as before. I don't think that's really an issue for me. A lot of times what happens is I go into the match, like it's going to send me into the match, and then it just kind of like puts me back into orbit. And it's like 11 out of 12 players or 5 out of 6 or something. It's like one person on our team or in our lobby of some sort is running off some really funky Wi-Fi and it cannot connect for some reason. Now there's also some other fixes here, but it will not be included in 2.7.1. These are actually going to be included in a future update. UI stuttering and frame rate drops when loading or applying mods. Oh my God. Yes, we definitely have some issues there. Frame rate issues in Gambit and Gambit Prime. Law! Who plays Gambit? I'm joking. I'm probably gonna go play some Gambit right now. Kind of feel bad I said that. Frame rate issues during the Sanctified Mind encounter of the Garden of Salvation raid. Frame rate issues in the Pit of Heresy dungeon, specifically in tunnel encounters. General improvements to performance on PC when a lot of debris is on the ground. Bungie states, while this is our goal to address these at the beginning of next season, these fixes may be delayed if further issues arise. We'll be sure to keep you updated as we approach Season of Redacted. I do wonder what the next season is going to be called. Now moving on. Patch Note Preview Version 2. Last week, we had a short and sweet preview of what's coming in Destiny 2 Update 2.7.1. While Hardlight is creating some excitement, we have a few more patch notes addressing quests, seals, exotic perks, and more. And yes, you're looking at Hardlight gameplay in front of you boys. This is current, right? Supposedly, the screen shake that it does is going to go away. I'm not going to believe it till I see it. Now, first up, they are fixing an issue that is preventing Eris from granting her final lore entry, all right? Fixing an issue where the green with Envy quest was not progressing for some players. Fixing an issue where the playing the odds emblem was not unlocking correctly for players. This could prevent some players from unlocking the Dredgen title. They're also going to be improving Black Armory rare bounty acquisitions. Your chances actually increases as you complete weekly and daily bounties. I actually just had one drop on me the other day. I don't even need it. Guarantee the drop from a bounty completion though after 5 days if completed all 8 of 1 bounties. So you're actually going to get a guaranteed drop after 5 days of completing all of Ada's bounties. All right? That's not bad, I guess. I don't know. It's a lot of Black Armory. Pretty sure that's the only way you can get Izanagi's though, right? You gotta have a rare bounty, correct? It's been a minute, boys. I can't even remember. Now, Sandbox. Fix an issue where the heavy-handed mod could trigger from Telesto bolts. Damn it! Fix an issue where players could retain buffs from Worm God Caress, Winter's Guile, and Syntheseps even after swapping armor. Also, equip restrictions on Worm God Caress and Winter's Guile will be lifted once this patch has been shipped. Bungie states we have a few more notes to share. Expect the full list on Tuesday when update 2.7.1 becomes available. So that's what we're going to be doing next Tuesday, guys. We'll probably do an overall Sandbox video, just going over all the different changes, and then we'll be individually breaking down the buffs and maybe even potential nerfs. All right, moving on. The Passageway of the Ages. With the Destiny community changing the timeline, the corridors of time have become unstable and will only be available until the weekly reset on Tuesday, January the 28th. Players have until this time to collect 19 the Pigeon and Phoenix lore pieces and the Savior of the Past emblem, along with the heartfelt message from Saint 14. Now, unlocking Bastion, we have noticed that some players are having issues getting their Bastion exotic fusion rifle and its quest from Saint 14. To claim the quest, players need to fully complete the Saint 14 storyline. This includes completing the following quests that can be claimed from Osiris, recovering the pass, an impossible task, and completing an impossible task. After completing these 3 quests and claiming the triumphs, players can visit Saint 14 in the tower to pick up memento quests located in his inventory. It does have a note here at the bottom. Players having issues may need to clear their console cache or verify the integrity of their game files on Steam, then visit Saint 14. Yeah, that's interesting. I've noticed a number of people in our Bastion review said that the quest was bugged for them and they could not complete it, or maybe they couldn't even start it. I don't even know. Regardless, these are your troubleshooting options right here. Good luck to those out there. Thank God I never run into this situation. Hopefully Hopefully you get Bastion though here soon. It's a fun weapon. Now, update 2.7.1 and resolved issues. Next Tuesday, January the 28th, we'll be releasing Destiny 2 update 2.7.1. This update will resolve some issues currently affecting players, and here's another preview of some of the issues that will be resolved. Why was this not included above? This is weird. Players who have the Leviathan's Breath exotic quest will now be able to access the Arms Dealer's Strike. The quest will become available to all Season Pass owners, regardless of which Season Pass they own. Players can pick up this quest from Banshee 44 in the Tower Courtyard after reaching Power 800. Alright, so the guys that did not, say for instance, play last season and didn't get Leviathan's Breath would now actually be able to obtain the quest now from Banshee 44 starting January the 28th, which is the next reset. Bungie stated before that they normally are going to wait almost an entire season in between these seasonal exotic quests before releasing them to all free-to-play players. Progress will now count toward the Season 9 challenges, Season 9 rituals, and Season 9 engagement triumphs, and the requirements for each one have been reduced so they can be completed during Season of Dawn. Now, some final known issues. The Ephrodite's Gift Triumph isn't unlocking for players who collect 50 Iron Banner packages from Lord Saladin. When resetting Infamy rank, progress gets reset for the Getting Closer step for the Green with Envy quests. Oh wow. The Sundial Fractaling Extractor 3, obtained from Nessus Obelisk, incorrectly states the increased chance to find polarized fractalines when completing Vanguard strikes. The enhancement actually increases the chance to get polarized fractalines when completing the Sundial and the Menagerie. The 3 Dreaming Tokens given to players during the Wish Ender quest sometimes do not go into a player's inventory and cannot be reacquired on that character. Jesus, these are terrible bugs. Also, the final bug, the Warlock's Arc Web no longer chain lightning enemies. Wait, did I read that right? Warlock Arc Web no longer chain lightnings? So Arc Web's not working? What? Alrighty then. Well, that's a big one. Why hasn't anyone even brought that up? I haven't even seen anyone say anything about Arc Web. That's like the whole reason why you would use Top Tree Stormcaller is for Arc Web. Well, hopefully those things get fixed, guys. Not really an eventful TWAB, but at least gives us a time frame of the upcoming Sandbox changes. I'm sure we'll have more details next week. Again, we'll be covering all of those as they drop, as well as reviewing each one of those. Part of me wants to review Breakneck first, but I'm not gonna lie. Probably gonna review Hardline. I'm so in love with this gun, man. I've been in love with it for years. If it's actually gonna be meta, holy hell. Well, fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.